Hey everyone, it's me, FancyAlly, and I'm here with my good Judy, Miss.
I'm Judy Puss.
Hey Judy Puss. Today we're going to be reviewing Season 3 of Legendary, Episode 1.
Episode 1 is part 1 of a 2-part premiere for Season 3.
It is. It is. It really is. They started doing this last season and now they're doing it again. Which, I don't know, I guess in some way it kind of does make it better because we get to see the houses more. And we get to know them more, or as much as editing wants us to know them.
Shade.
Okay. So let's get this right out of the way. We know that our wigs are busted, the house, down, boots. But guess what? At the end of the day, we still have an opinion and we're going to share it because that's what the internet's made for.
Wigs.
And
this is my natural hair.
it always is, girl. But, you know, if you want to come and comment and tell us that our wigs are busted, feel free to do so because you have an opinion too. And you have a right to it. But just to let y'all know, we are going to start getting better wigs in the next coming episodes. And also, we are also going to be putting down our Cash App. So if you want to, if you're not just a bunch of talk and you want to like actually help us out and get us some new wigs, then you know, put your money where your mouth is and donate to our Cash App so we can get some new wigs. That's and you can literally even, like, you know, when you donate and you write, like, what the purpose is for, you could be like, so you can get some nice-ass wigs because y'all wigs are busted.
And we'll get new wigs, and we'll thank you on the next video.
So, on to the review because we have a lot to say because we're very opinionated. I'm an Aries. Miss Judy is a Cancer. She's emotional sometimes, but you know what? It is what it is. We're from Long Island. And it is what it is, you know. I'm not saying Long Island is the best, but it's not the worst, honestly. I mean, it is America, so whatever. Right, Judy?
That's right. It could always be better.
It could always be better. And you know what?
Do better, America.
America needs to do better. Long Island needs to do better, but it is what it is. We live here, so we just gotta deal with what happens. So on to something fun. Let's start this review. The way we're going to do this review is we basically literally took notes the whole episode, point by point. So our first point is Keke Palmer.
Keke Palmer.
Because she's going to be replacing Megan Thee Stallion. Which, you know, like when Megan first started being on Legendary, I was really here for it because she was like, you know, just really starting to pop off. But by now, you know, she's focused on her music career. Because let's just give it like a moment of silence or, you know, at least recognition of Megan Thee Stallion. Because I actually think she was pretty good on Legendary. You know, when she first started off, it was all about Hot Girl Summer. And she did that song with Nicki Minaj. No one will ever forget that bitch. Nicki did it with you first before anyone else.
I gotta say, I'm personally gonna miss Megan. I just enjoyed the way she sat on that throne.
Yeah, and those looks.
She did not care about those thick-ass thighs.
She is that thick-ass thigh queen. You know what I mean? Like, nobody, like, somebody could literally be wearing the same outfit as her, and it's just, it's not going to look the same as, like, on Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I mean? But that being said...
I think Keke would be a good addition. We'll see as the weeks go on. But she did perform. She did perform before she sat on that judge's chair. What do you think about the performance, FancyAlly? I think we both agreed it was just okay.
Ooh, shade. No, honestly, I mean, obviously it was like lip synced and stuff, but a lot of performers lip sync. I think Keke Palmer is going to be a great addition to the season. We know her from, of course, Scream Queens with Emma Roberts and Leah Michelle. And Jamie Lee Curtis, but we also know her from Jump In, back in the day on Disney Channel, also starring Corbin Bleu.
We enjoyed Corbin Bleu in that movie, didn't we?
We did. We really did. I'm a huge High School Musical fan, so yeah. So Keke Palmer, she's been out here dipping and doing it for a while. From what we could tell so far, like she seems to really know about ballroom culture, which to be honest, I think she might even know more than Megan Thee Stallion ever did. But I think both of them, you know, are obviously inspired by ballroom culture.
Yes.
And I think what we've seen so far of Keke is, like, she's, like, going to be the nice judge. But also, like, she is just, like, such a sweet person that, like, literally she could be, like, you're ugly. But she'll say it in, like, the nicest way possible. And, like, so she's going to be that judge because the other judges are just savage at this point. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like,
right.
They're just going to be, like, 5, 3, 6, whatever. And they're going to be like, you're not talented. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So let's go back to the notes.
So today's was the Grand March.
part one of the Grand
Grand March,
March.
part one.
It was the first 5 houses. So the first house on the docket was...
A couple things we should talk about first, like
Sure.
the competition. They had to show the 5 elements of ballroom.
They did, and
Right.
that's been like an ongoing
Hands,
theme since
floor.
season 1.
my favorite, duck walk, cat walk, spins and dips. 5.
5. Can
What
you
else?
can you give me a 5, Judy?
Can I get a 5? I 5.
No, Judy, I meant like this. Show off your 5 fingernails, girl. Show off that. Shout out to Hollow Taco.
Taco.
Girl, please. We need some nail
That's
polish.
some quality.
This, what was this color again? Honestly, I don't know.
This color was
This color's a pink magenta.
yes.
I know that I ordered another one and my mom loves it. It's called Menchie, named after one of her cats. So shout out to Hollow Taco. Please sponsor us. Please send us something, anything. We're desperate. No, but honestly, if you really want some Hollow, some glitter, some anything like quality nail polish, go to Hollow Taco because she's not giving you store brand low ass quality. Like, no, you're getting your bang for your buck.
much better than Dollar Tree.
Period.
Yeah, new this season, which I think will be it's going to be very exciting. The gag wheel. I mean, the gag flag. The gag flag.
Yes. Which honestly, I think it's going to be a great thing because obviously there has been some houses.
Controversy.
Yeah, has been some houses in the past that should have maybe stayed longer. I'm not going to say which ones because I might not agree with what you think. Period. But anyways, but I feel like that could come in handy. The only thing that I felt some type of way about, like, every episode, I think I've seen like other competition shows before.
Well, America's Got Talent, Golden Buzzer.
Exactly. I
almost.
was just thinking that, Judy. On that show, isn't it like one thing
Yeah, one
per judge per season?
Yeah, per season, one judge gets to save.
Wait, it's only one judge?
Well,
Or is it what each judge gets it
each
once?
judge gets it once. So if
That's
they see
what
a
I was
performance that they really, really like, they could just push that golden buzzer and then they go on to the next round.
Exactly. So that's basically what this is. But they said that they could use it every single episode, which I'm just like, no. I think like if they had done it, each judge gets to use it once the whole season. That makes sense because like, are you just going to save someone every single episode? I mean, they're probably not because they didn't save anyone this
episode. If
episode.
everybody saves everybody, it just will be a very long season.
Well, we're going to see what happens, but I think it is a nice twist, and I'm glad that they're shaking it up because it's season 3, and, you know, they need to, period.
Let's talk about that audience.
Okay, so yeah, so we're really happy that they finally have an audience again, because season 2, you could definitely tell, like, the vibe was off because there was no audience, like...
No audience.
Real balls, like, I've never really been to, like, a real ball. Like, I went to one small ball here on Long Island, but, like, was that really a ball?
I smoked a bowl.
Ew, stop. I said ball, not bowl.
Um,
You savage. Ew. We do not promote substances on this channel. No. Anyway, so, what was I gonna say? No, but honestly, like, a big part of ballroom culture and balls in general is the audience. You know, just the feedback they give you, you know, whether it's a chop or it's tens across the board.
across the board.
You know what I mean? Like, the judges were doing that last season, but, like, without a audience, it just seems so empty and, like, it's not...
Yeah, no
you know what I
electricity
mean?
in the air.
I feel like a real ball needs an audience. And even if they're wearing masks, like, I'm happy that they're back to having an audience. So, we're happy about that. Before we start, I just want to give my opinions on the judges. We already said we enjoy Keke Palmer. We think she's a great addition to the lineup. But let's just go down the line. So first, Roach. What are your thoughts on Roach, Judy?
Well, Roach, of course, is my favorite.
Yes.
Because he's so unique and so passionate about what he sees. And I kind of always seem to go along with his opinions.
Oh, really? Always?
Sometimes.
Yes, but you know, Judy can be very opinionated, and so is LaRoche, so that makes sense. What's it called? We're really into Top Model, but you know, we're poor, so we don't have Hulu anymore.
Yes.
But
Shout
we
out to
know,
Hulu.
But we know that
He was a judge on a season of America's Top Model.
yeah, but it's
At
like
least
one of the
several of
later seasons, and we like watching shows like season 1 or season 2 onward. So right now we're still like on season 4 or 5. So we have a long way to go, but you know, Roach has been around for a while. You know, they haven't just started like some people think. But I like Roach. You know, we love his catchphrase, which is
They did what needed to be done.
period.
Period.
But obviously they didn't say that this episode because nobody was.
Nobody really did what needed to be done. You had a new one this season, though, in this episode.
I
Right?
wrote it down.
That was fun.
It wasn't really a catchphrase, but you know what? Let's bring that up later.
She'll be bringing that up.
Let's bring that up later. Just a closing thought with LaRoche. Like I said, we like that they're a little shady, because that's what ballroom culture really is. Like, there's shadier people in real balls. You know what I mean? They'll just be like a chop. Get the fuck out of here. Period. So next is Leiomy. I don't know if it's Leiomy Maldonado. I know she used to be called Leiomy Maldonado. I think it's just Leiomy now.
It's just Leiomy now.
Yeah, but
Just like Madonna.
yeah, she is that girl. She is one of the icons, legends of ballroom culture, and especially in the media. And actually, she follows me on Instagram.
She does.
She does. Well, she doesn't. Well, FancyAlly doesn't have her own Instagram account yet, but
She better get it.
Alvin does, and she follows Alvin. So, yeah, I don't know how she ended up following me. I guess I do know some people in the ballroom culture that she might know, like, you know, the LGBT community, like everyone knows each other to an extent. So, and I respect her opinion because obviously on the panel, she is the one that knows the most about ballroom culture.
Yes.
Like, she is ballroom culture. You know what I mean?
Is ballroom culture.
But she is also very opinionated, and honestly, sometimes I think it could be a little biased because she is so engraved in ballroom culture. Like, she might have beef with this person, she might be friends with that person, and I don't know about this episode. We'll get into it, but like I said, she follows me on Instagram. I respect her, but that doesn't mean I always have to agree with her. You know what I mean? But like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion, so we'll see.
In my opinion, is I think she got a little more, a little extra work done this season on her face.
Well, honey, you know, when you get that money,
Get that money.
you know, she always serving the fashion. She is that girl. She's worked with Nike. She is worldwide. What's that thing? She's international, bitch.
She's international, bitch.
Quoting Natalie Nunn from Bad Girls Club because
She's a
we love
worldwide
her.
phenomenon.
Period.
Period.
So moving on, we got Jamila Jamil. So honestly, where do we even start, girl? I will say sometimes she looks really pretty. Like some of her fashion, whoever's doing her clothes, like they know how to really dress her. And I have a feeling somehow she is a big part of how this show even started. But as we know, she is probably one of the people that knows the least. And that's why in this episode in particular, like some of her comments, I was like, girl, shut up. Like, Jamila, shut up. Like, no. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it's season 3, so she's probably learned a lot. But still, it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of know your place a little
Like,
bit.
who are you?
Like, you're a judge, but like, don't push it. Because if anyone's going to go hard, it's Leiomy or maybe even Roach. But you are like the last one. You know what I mean? So first up was the house of Labeija. And I was really looking forward to this house because of course Aja from Drag Race. And honestly, she is gonna be just a character to watch this season, you know what I mean? Just interesting.
You already heard it in the backstage area.
Yeah, so like regardless of how things went down, like I'm just happy she's on the season. Cheers to Aja.
Here's to Aja. She's
To the house of Labeija.
House of Labeija. Had this Swedish girl named Fitter, I believe her name was.
Frida, I think. Frida.
Yeah.
Aja, Jelani,
fun.
Father Soho. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, other seasons, like, I only know, like, a couple names, so this season, I'm trying to do better. I tried to write down as many names as I heard. So, like I said, Father Soho, Frida, Aja, Jelani, and then the little one. I just know they mentioned him as the little one, and I didn't hear his name, but I'm sure, we'll learn their name the next week, or whatever. Alright, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. They were a little tiny bit sloppy, but I feel like Leiomy, I don't know, I feel like she was a little bit hard on them. Like, just sometimes, like, the judges, they make faces as they're performing, and you could already be like, oh, they're gonna say something bad or whatever. So I feel like off the jump, she was already gonna be like, y'all are sloppy, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Were they a little sloppy? Yes, but I don't think they were the worst, and obviously they weren't in the bottom.
Safe.
Yes.
My opinion is, and some of the judges agreed with me, they're given 5 elements to do. Do the 5 elements. Make sure they stick out. You're given 5 to do. I want to be able to sit there on my little couch and be like, duck walk. There's the cat walk. There's the spins and dips. And you know something? Give me some hands.
I do kind of agree with you. I think for me, in my opinion, I think their biggest problem was they were just really coming out the gate really fast, like really high energy, but that's why it was a little sloppy. I feel like they were doing the most. They were just trying to show the most, but it was just not organized. It wasn't that clean. So it just looked kind of like a mess, you know what I mean? So maybe they were doing all the elements, but it was just all over the place. So like we couldn't really see, you know what I mean? But I think I'm still rooting for the House of Labeija, period.
So
I think they're an iconic house already. They deserve their flowers. And what's it called? I think, you know, they weren't the worst this episode, and I think they have a lot more to show, so I'm really excited to see House of Labeija. Are you excited, Judy?
I'm excited. We're going to see what they can do for us next week. We'll get through the second part of the premiere, and then we'll see what the remaining girls do for us.
Yeah, because they're not going to be part of episode 2 because, like I said, it's a split premiere. So we're going to see them in episode 3. But I'm really excited to see Aja, especially her and just the House of Labeija interact with all the other houses because they are the house. They are one of the houses to just notice. And what's it called?
They're going to be the ones to beat, trust me.
Period. All right, so next, House of Alpha Omega. So this is the house that they said they were just formed 8 months ago, which I was shocked because I was like, oh my God, really?
I was shocked too.
Yeah, like
we have houses that've been around for years, and they're just getting on the show now, and then we get one that's 8 months old.
Yeah, I feel like they like to do that. They like showcasing new houses. But I'm not gonna lie, like when I see a house that I never heard of, I'm a little bit like a little hesitant, a little bit like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like they could surprise you. You know what I mean?
I have to give them a chance.
Yes. So what I wrote down for the House of Alpha Omega, I don't know if my good Judy agrees with me, but I wrote trade, I wrote cute, I wrote, you know, they were serving trade realness. What do you think?
Well, I think first off, they introduced the house, and who stuck out to me was Adam.
Oh, yes. You were like Adam. What did you said he stands out or something?
But I didn't want to say that because he's the only light skin one.
Girl, Miss Judy, you're gonna get us in trouble. But at the end of the day, Miss Judy is herself. I'm speaking for myself. So if you wanna fight with Miss Judy, go ahead. Miss Judy can take it. And I do not endorse everything she says, and she might not endorse what I say, but it's more interesting, I guess, when we don't agree. You know what I mean? I do agree a little bit that Adam did kind of stand out a bit, and I'll get into why. Not necessarily because of what he said. I mean, she said, not necessarily because of what she said, but, So, like I said, Father Ronaldo, Trayon, I think, Adam, of course. Sometimes I don't even understand my own handwriting. Rebel? Oh, yeah, Rebel. Rebel looks familiar to me. I don't know, because, you know, I've been following ballroom culture for a couple years before Legendary, before Pose. And I used to watch, like, a lot of ballroom throwback videos on YouTube. That's where I saw Leiomy. Leiomy was, you know, just dipping and doing it, you know, on the ballroom floor. But Rebel looks familiar, but they're also young, so it might not be them, but they just remind me of people I've seen in the ballroom throwbacks videos. Took time. What's it called? Like I said, Roach was like, oh my God, remember that? Roach was like, oh, one of them's a pretty boy, and I've never said that before, and I was just like,
Yes.
Judy, that is so shady towards everyone.
Who did he
Season
say
1
that
and
to
2.
Specifically, was that
I think it
Rebel?
might have been Rebel.
think
Yeah,
that was Rebel.
she was like, you're a pretty boy, and I've never seen that before, and I was
Someone's
like,
got a crush on Rebel.
oh yeah, LaRoche always has a crush on at least one person, and I think, remember, was it last season? I think the House of Gorgeous Gucci. There was this one guy. He was tall. I follow him on Instagram. I forgot what his name was.
He was chiseled.
But he was trade. And you know, in ballroom culture, there's some categories where trade, you know, is that. You know what I mean? You win. Yeah. But this isn't Legendary House of Trade.
This is Legendary Season 3.
Yes, and Legendary has all different categories, all different runways and stuff. So I'm interested to see how Alpha Omega does. Especially, and this is my biggest thing. I think it was about Adam. Was it about Adam? Yes.
Yes, it was.
So Adam was like, in his confession or whatever, he was like, I'm serving cunt.
I'm serving
He is
cunts.
definitely the most cunt out of his group. But if you're the only cunt one, like, you better be serving cunt. Like, you know, when it was his little time for his little solo, I was like, to me, it was giving like a 7 or a 6 cunt when they should have been giving a 10 cunt. So if you're going to be the only cunt one in your group, like, I want to see cunt. And like I said, y'all are going to read me, you're going to be like, my hair, my wig, my makeup, blah, blah, blah. All right, but I said what I said, and I still meant what I said. So I think, you know, it's the first episode, so they may have a lot more in store. And I'm going to be looking out for that because most of the group is like serving trade, and even Adam's serving trade to an extent. But like, if you're going to be the cunt one, like, really be cunt, because there's going to be a lot of really cunty bitches on the other houses and stuff. Yeah. So you need to be able to battle with them. You know what I mean? Spoiler alert, I'm happy that Alpha Omega is still in the house. Yeah. But I'm going to keep my eye on
As of their performance, though, I sat down and I did a check for duck walk. I did a check mark for all the things they had to do. Hands, duck walk, catwalk, spins, dips, and floor. Each one stuck out.
Okay, yes. And I think the reason why is they were very clean. I think that's what I wrote. They were very clean and just like going at 100% energy speed or whatever. Focus. Like, you're able to showcase those elements more. You know what I mean? So, yeah. On to the next house. The next house is the House of Revlon.
House of Revlon.
Which
trademark.
I would say they are the house that I think knows themselves the most. They know what their brand is. They know what they're selling. They know what they're delivering. They know what they're all about. I feel like when you know exactly who you are, like, it just shows. There's like a confidence that you can't fake. You know what I mean? So they know exactly where they are. One of the notes that I wrote was they're from Europe, so that's why they're so happy, because they don't live in America. Because America lately sucks.
They're from France.
And that's why they're literally glowing. Like, their skin was all... They all look stunning. They're just glowing. They're happy. They look like models. They're like clean, like,
and they're international
polished.
Stars.
That's what I said, polished.
They won awards everywhere, including Denmark.
Yes. Miss Judy really liked when they mentioned Denmark, because, you know, if you watch the show, you know why.
Denmark was nice.
So like I said, it's Father Vinal. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry. Mother Kiana. Kobe was kind of cute. Kobe was giving Trade a little bit. We got, girl, my handwriting is horrible. It's not Nancy. It's probably Nune. They're from Europe. Polished, happy because they're not American.
Yes.
Interesting. They're unique. That's what Jamila said the one time I agree with her.
We're talking about their performance.
Yeah. What do you have to say, Judy?
I thought their performance was very sloppy. I don't think they had all the elements. And I'm surprised Roach didn't agree with me. Their outfits made me think they should be stewardess on Air France or something.
Damn, Judy, you really came.
That's what Judy thinks.
Honestly, I'm really trying to think. Because even though we literally just watched the episode, like, I guess I kind of forgot them. Because they were good, but they weren't, like, in my opinion, they weren't great. You know what I mean? And I think maybe a lot of that had to do with they were very polished. Their look, you know, but I don't know. I think they were giving a little bit more slow energy for me. Like I said, they weren't bad. They weren't horrible, but I just prefer like high energy. You know what I mean? But you know, they did a really decent job for the first episode. And like I said, when it comes to looks, when it comes to selling themselves, they know exactly who they are. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more from them, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do in the competition, especially compared to the other houses. So next, let's go on to the house of Makaveli.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. Judy, how about you start this time?
Right, this house is a little unique because 4 out of the 5 members tested positive for COVID. No. So they couldn't have their little backstage story all together.
That's true. And actually, I don't know how, but I feel like I heard about this, like, as they were filming or something. Like, someone was like, oh, yeah. Actually, if I remember correctly, if y'all know Kelly, Miss Kelly, I've showed you videos of Miss Kelly. Remember, she was loud. She was like...
We all know Miss Kelly.
Remember, she, like, beat up this guy. Like, remember, her wig came off, and then she, like... punched him into the phone booth and stuff.
That was fun. I remember that.
Yeah, so Miss Kelly, like I said, I love ballroom throwback, so I used to love all her videos. I think I saw something, she was talking about how she hasn't been on Legendary and stuff, and people are like, why aren't you on Legendary? Like, you are ballroom culture. I forgot exactly what she said, but I think she mentioned something like, oh yeah, that's why 4 of them already have COVID and blah, blah, blah. So she knew all the tea before the show had even come out and stuff. But, like I said, I was telling Judy, I was like, yeah, it sucks for those 4 people in the group that we didn't get to know, because we didn't get to know them. We didn't get to, like, bond with them, know their names, you know what I mean? And that sucks for them, because they almost went home, spoiler alert. They didn't go home, which I'll get to. But, you know, the House of Makaveli is also a very, like, known name. So I think that has a lot to do with why they say, let's just get to it. Like, because of the fact that, I think, me personally, I feel like because 4 of them had COVID, they probably weren't able to, like, all practice together as much. And that's why they were sloppy.
They were practicing through Zoom. They were practicing through, you know, the different video apps that they have. So it obviously showed in their performance. They were completely not in sync. They're like, all of them are doing their own thing. Plus the 4 of them, I mean, we both had COVID, and COVID, at the end of the day, makes you not feel good at all. So they were having symptoms of COVID.
True, but honestly, I don't know. I'm not going to judge them too hard, because, like, I don't know what it's like to be on Legendary. But if I were on Legendary, even if I had COVID, and maybe this is the problem. Maybe some of them were going really hard, but they were all just not in sync, like I said. Like Judy said, like I said, like someone else said. They were just not in sync. Like, someone was going really hard over here, someone was going slower over here. So it was just very sloppy. But the only name that I did write was Mother Jada. Actually, I did write some names. Mother Jada, Goldie, Raja. And I was like, Goldie from Flavor of Love, Raja from Drag Race, Jada Essence Hall from Drag Race, Mara.
Who was that poor boy that broke down crying? I felt bad.
I don't know. But I do know they mentioned Boogie, Makaveli, so rest in peace to them. Lights on what? Oh, they had some lights on their mask. They had the lights on but that mask. Also too, I don't know, maybe it was malfunctioning a little bit. It wasn't that clear. It was just like didn't something wardrobe. Oh, this is when, what's it called? This is when the Roach said his comment. His iconic line for the episode, which was, your wardrobe looks like what I ordered versus what I got, which you could say to our wigs.
That happens to
honestly,
us when we go to McDonald's sometimes.
Really?
It looks like this on the picture, and then we get the burger. What's it look like?
True. Also, like I'm trying to think another place. Wendy's sometimes. Sometimes they don't even cook the chicken all the way. That's why I don't get chicken sandwiches from there. I used to work at Wendy's, so I know. What's it called? No, but like I was shading ourselves. I was like, their wardrobes look like what you ordered versus what you got, and our wigs look like it too. I'm not gonna lie, this wig was nice at some point, and I have evidence on my TikTok, so follow me on TikTok down below, FancyAlly 2. Stan Twice, Stan Che Young. Follow them on Instagram. They all made accounts now. This wig looked nicer when when we saw it online. But like I said, we got some. We ordered some really nice wigs. What happened?
What you order and what you actually get.
Period.
2 different things.
Yeah. So you gotta be careful. What's it called? But like I said, we ordered some really good wigs, but we're saving those for the finale. We're gonna just mix it up for the next couple episodes. We might switch wigs for the next part 2 of the premiere. The last house for the night was House of Lyte, spelled with a Y.
Spelled with a Y, just like Lyft.
Yes. All right, Judy, what do you think? What are your first thoughts on House of Lyte?
First off, I wrote in big letters here, I wrote Danny.
Danny.
And I put a check mark.
Oh, I wrote Danny too.
Danny was just, he was hot.
Oh, okay, Miss Judy. All right.
They had a good message. Apparently some of them are drug addicts and now they're recovering and they're in recovery and they're using this dance and this platform to maybe help keep themselves sober, which I think is an awesome statement. But they're professional dancers. They wanted to be background dancers for Paula Abdul or something. And that was their goal in life. And then I guess they just saw an outlet in doing ballroom. So they said to themselves, well, if we mix in the 5 elements into our little dance, then the judges will be happy. But apparently not. Apparently
Okay, so like I said about us having 2 different opinions, I agree with some of what Miss Judy said. Judy Puss said. Let me see my notes. So yeah, I put Father Raiku, Danny, of course, Kamani, I think, professional dancers, Maxima. Okay, so I'm gonna speak my opinion because I always do, and I always will. First of all, the whole message, like, there was like 2 messages because one of them was like about substances and the other one was about religion, which I was just like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a little weird to like, I don't know. I don't know.
Hand in hand, Fancy.
It does, but
people in recovery find God.
I just think I felt like they were coming in with 2 gimmicks, actually 3 gimmicks: the substance abuse angle, the religion angle, and then the professional dancing angle. Which honestly, none of them work for them. I'm happy for them that they're sober now. But like, once one of them like said on the stage like, I'm sober, and it was almost like they were saying like,
yes,
I'm sober, like feel sorry for me, or like using it as an excuse or something. It's like, okay, but that has nothing to do with what you delivered on the stage. You know what I mean? And then the whole religion thing, like, I don't know. I just feel like I feel kind of weird that they're just using that as a gimmick or something. I don't know. But when it comes to their performance, we've seen it in the past. Like, there have been professional dancers on teams, and they have been doing good, like, in houses and stuff. And I will say they were very clean, technical. I don't know. This is where I have a lot of opinions. Because, like I said, I don't always agree with Leiomy, but I don't always disagree. Like, sometimes it's, like, in the middle. You know what I mean? Because I do agree with her. Ballroom culture and voguing is like about emotions. It's about heart. It's like a feeling more than just like being perfect. You know what I mean?
Rehearsing a dance routine and going 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. So like I said, they were very technical. They were really tight and perfect with their moves. But where was the heart? You know what I mean? So I agree with her on that. But she gave them a freaking 3, which I'm just like. And then somebody else, I think it was Jamila, which I was like, shut the fuck up, Jamila. Like, no, you're the last person to be like, oh, she was like, oh, this is like the worst performance I've ever seen on the show. And it's like, especially after the House of Makaveli, girl, they were the worst performance of the night. I don't know if they're the worst performance ever, but like, they were bad in the night. So this is what I'm saying. The House of Lyte, there was no heart, there was no emotions or whatever. But in terms of what they were doing, it's not like they were all sloppy and, falling all over the place and, tripping and stuff. We've seen that in other seasons. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I think they deserve maybe like 5s, maybe even a 4, 6s. But like a 3, I'm just like, they were not
a 3.
They were not horrible.
I think if
they just were missing the heart.
Allie and I go out there, maybe we'll get a 3. But that house, they deserve what
Speak
she
for
said,
yourself,
6 or
girl.
7.
Speak for yourself.
Girl. I seen you on the dance floor.
Where, bitch? Where? At Southern Nights in Orlando.
Southern Nights.
Girl, were you even sober when I was drinking?
Far from unlimited drinks, girl.
Right, we should have gone there the first night, not the freaking night. I'm just kidding. No, but when we go, we're mostly on the rides and stuff. But anyways, So yeah, I felt some type of way, like, and especially towards, long story short, House of Light ended up going home, but I just felt like the judges had already decided, like, no, you guys aren't
Yeah.
Vogue, you aren't what Vogue is really about, authenticity and all that. And you know what? Like I said, were they missing some heart and I don't know, just that vibe
Yeah, judges
and
just
stuff?
didn't like them because I believe, in my opinion, because they have professional dance background. Apparently, they shun upon that for whatever reason.
No, like I said, because other seasons did have professional dancers, so I don't think it's all completely that. I just honestly felt like at this point, the judges are like, we have to eliminate someone. We're not going to eliminate the House of Labeija.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I said, Makaveli is more of a name versus House of Light that, you know, is a newer house. So they're like, I think they wanted to save they wanted to save the other house more. Because especially when it came down to the battle, to be honest, I feel like both of them were lacking in
They were
energy.
lacking in energy.
I'm like, this is for $100,000. Like, where
weren't.
you guys are acting like this is for like $100 or like $500 or you know what I mean? Like y'all are acting like y'all are tired. Y'all don't want to be here. Y'all don't want to stay. Honestly, like I probably would have had like a double elimination. And I know, like I said, you're gonna be like, who are you to talk? Who are you guys in these wigs or whatever? And it's like, bitch, okay, but like I said what I said. I feel like it should have been a double elimination. Both of them were lacking in energy. Both of them seemed like they didn't want to be there. They just weren't doing it for me.
Yeah.
And again, I am gonna, even though I'm not gonna lie, I was low key rooting for the House of Light because the House of Makaveli, I feel like just the whole COVID thing kind of ruined it for them. I mean, hopefully they do get it together the next
They got COVID.
episode.
They should be in bed. They shouldn't be out.
Honestly, they should have just been disqualified or something. No, but I do agree with the turnout, unfortunately. I do agree with the outcome. I do I do agree with the outcome because during that battle I did see that the House of Light, just like the judges said, like they were starting to do more like dance stuff instead of voguing. And like I get it, like I said, they're professional dancers. They want to mix, like I think that's what it is. They want to mix voguing with dancing. But especially for a battle, like no, you can't. There's no time for that. Freaking dancing. Like,
They're on the wrong show. They are not what this competition's all about.
but it sucks because the person. I'm sorry, I don't know their name. I mean, they're gone anyway. So.
Danny.
No, it wasn't Danny.
Danny.
Was it Danny?
From the House of Light.
I don't know who it was, but
He was the one standing there.
he was the one dancing at the end.
No.
No, that's who I'm talking about.
I'm talking
The
about-
one who was dancing at the end, I think it's the father of the house. He was like, oh, I've been doing it for
that's
like
right.
8 years
Yes,
or
yes,
since
yes.
2008 or something. But I feel like they were doing it for 8 years, but then I think at some point they became more of a dancer than a voguer. And like I said, the other guys I think are more dancers than voguers. So it's like, no, this competition really is about voguing. You know what I mean? So especially in the final two battle, like you have to vogue the house down boots. Like you can't just be like dancing. Like this is not
Just
America's
like
Best
the
Dance
America's
Crew.
Best Dance Group.
It's not. Which Leiomy was on, which I saw back in the
Thinking
day.
you can dance.
So, at the end of the day, I'm sad to see House of Light go, but who knows? Maybe they will come back another season. I think they said something like, "Oh, we're just starting out" or something like. So it's not the end of the day. Like I don't know if it was that house or another house. They were like breaking down, crying. It's like at the end of the day, this is just like one small step. In a way, do you know what I mean? Like you should just be happy you got on the show, period, because you already have a platform
Yes, they get exposure.
and stuff. But it's not the end of the world. Like ballroom culture is still there, even if once the show is over. Like ballroom culture is not going anywhere. You know what I mean? If anything, maybe there'll be another show or something. You know what I mean? Honestly, life's what you make it. But like I said, I think it's just a big accomplishment already to get on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look at my notes. Judy, if you have anything else to say, I'm just gonna look at the notes quick to see if there's anything else I want to say.
No, I just kind of agreed. I just kind of, I thought the judges just really did not like the House of Light because they were professional dancers and throwing in that Vogue element it doesn't fit what this competition's all about. This competition's about Vogue, ballroom, and ballroom dancing, girl. And that's a different show.
Yeah, that's a whole. No, but one thing I wrote down, somebody said ballroom is a struggle, and it's true. Like, that's where it
Struggle's real.
came from. You know what I
The
mean?
struggle is real.
And it's like, so I do kind of understand why Leiomy was like so passionate, because she's like, this is something that like, you know, I grew up in, like I was raised in. Like, this isn't something you could just, you know, be like, oh, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Like,
It's got, it's an outlet for individuals like us to be able to express ourselves.
yes, but also like, you know, especially in the city and stuff, like it's like a lot of like minorities, like I said, they get kicked out of their families, so they have to go to like a house to be part of a family, to make their own families, they choose their own families. And you know, they do the competitions, they learn to vogue with each other, you know, they live in the same houses, they take care of each other, you know what I mean? So Leiomy is like very much that, and so to see these guys that maybe she feels like, oh, you guys aren't really part of that, and you guys are just like putting this on. I understand like maybe why she was so passionate
She
about
took
it.
personal.
And if anything, at the end of the day, I feel like Leiomy, she is the person to give someone a 3. Like she has the most like, what's it called?
It was
Authority.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, to do that. So like I said, I may not always agree with her, but I respect her, and I will never tell her not to do something, because at the end of the day it's her opinion, and she has that reputation, you know what I mean? She has the, what's it called, the history, the, what's it called,
She does. She has the foundation.
she has all that experience to back it up, you know what I mean, to really just say exactly what's on her mind, because she is from that place and she is that girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know why I wrote Roach comfortable or something. I don't even know what I said. Defend your... Oh, yeah, he was like, I'm going to defend my last name, remember?
Yes.
Which he tried. Honestly, I think that's basically it for episode 1. We're about to watch episode 2, and then we're going to switch wigs. Literally, I'm going to maybe add a little bit more to our makeup. And we're going to...
Please, girl.
We're gonna do episode 2, so look forward to that. Like I said, we're gonna try to wear better wigs in the future, work on our makeup a bit, maybe even our outfits. If y'all cash app us some money, because we're poor, because Long Island is expensive and
Is
working sucks.
it does.
But we hope you like our review, because you know, like I said, at the end of the day, we are part of the culture. Like I said, we're not perfect, but we have opinions, and we're going to share them, because I see a lot of other reviews. And honestly, some of the people, I'm just like...
Who are you?
Exactly. No, but honestly, there's a lot of people that I love seeing reviews for Legendary. I think Maddie Rance. There's this girl who's part of Ballroom Culture, and she used to do reviews with her friend, and then she doesn't do them with him anymore. But she's part of Ballroom Culture, and she even does like interviews with them. So I can't wait to see what she thinks of the episode and stuff. But like I said, she's in that culture. I have some exposure, not that much. But you know what? At the end of the day, we have opinions. And I think one of the things that I really liked about her having her friend is like he didn't really have that much experience. So it's like seeing 2 different perspectives from the same show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, so like I said, follow me down below on TikTok, FancyAlly 2. Subscribe to the channel, like the video,
Please
leave a
like.
comment, even if it's
Even
a hate
if you
comment.
didn't like the video.
Or dislike the video, even though the dislikes are off.
Like the video.
But what's it called? Like I said, leave us a comment. Tell us our hair is mess. We don't care. Like, we own it. Like, it is what it is. We're still gonna make videos, give our opinions, watch the show. We're not stopping. We're just beginning. This is just the start. Stand Twice. Nayan's about to drop her, what's it called? Her first mini album ever. She's the first Twice member to do it, and we're gonna support her because she's the best leader, period.
Yes.
Even though I stand Chaeyoung, she's my queen. But yeah, so look forward to episode 2, and see you. Bye.
Bye.